Hi, welcome to Take 5 with Brian Crane at Intero Real Estate Services. It's my goal to educate the realtor population, to help them increase their business, and to help them better serve their clients. Today we're going to talk about a tool that I used called the triplicate file, and it was a great tool to help me land more business. For the business that I actually had to compete for, where the client was interviewing multiple parties, the triplicate file was responsible for getting about half of those listings. So I want to share with you the benefits of explaining this tool to your client. And I think the key is that you explain the tool to your client and you let them know why you're using it and how it benefits them. So the first key to explaining the triplicate file is that it helps you differentiate yourself from other realtors they're talking to. Most other realtors are not going to explain to them the tools that they use and why they use them and the benefits that they bring to the client. So it's a great differentiator for you by explaining this tool. In addition to that, it reminds the client of the magnitude of the job we do as a realtor. There are a tremendous number of activities we do, as you know, and but articulating that to the client via the triplicate file is a great way to do it, and it helps them realize that you're doing a lot more than just putting a yard sign in their lawn. The other huge benefit to this is it helps you identify and show how detail-oriented you are. A lot of clients are looking for detail-oriented realtors to represent them, and by showing them this system, the triplicate file system, you'll prove that that you're organized and you're the right person for the job if they're looking for a detail-oriented person. The other thing that's huge in our society is litigation, and the triplicate file is a great way to show your client that you have some systems in place to not necessarily absolutely prevent any litigation, but certainly insulate them from potential lawsuits by keeping track of the details and keeping a clean file. And the bottom line is, by using the triplicate file, you're going to show them that you're going to be able to help organize the transaction, get them the highest price with the least amount of stress, and in the shortest amount of time, and that is the goal. Excellent. So by way of explaining the triplicate file, I'd like to go through the triplicate file with you. And so I'm going to point to the screen here and show you that in the first section of the triplicate file, you have a communication log. And this is where you explain to your client that you keep track of every detail and every aspect of the transaction. Oftentimes I'll point to one of the hats that I wear is a legal hat. I say I'm not an attorney or a CPA, but this communication log will keep us out of trouble moving forward and after the closing. And one of my jobs is to keep you, Mr. and Mrs. Client, out of legal trouble when the transaction is closed. So the triplicate file serves that purpose. Inside the second section of the triplicate file is where the purchase contract goes. This is a great opportunity to share with your client that you know the contract like the back of your hand, and you can make that contract work for your client no matter who writes it and what contract it comes in on. You can make that contract work, and you show them in the triplicate file where that contract goes and how that's organized. The second section, or the third section, is the disclosure section, and you emphasize that the disclosures are a very important part of the process, and you take time to do that, and you show them the magnitude of all the disclosures. The next section is the inspections, and you'll show them the number of inspections that exist in a transaction, and that can be very effective. The next section is the closing documents and the loan documents, and so everything to do with the closing is in the back of the file. Now, so again, the triplicate file is called a triplicate file because there are 3 copies. You have a copy as the broker, as the agent, your broker has a copy, and your client has a copy. So that's called a triplicate file. There's 3 versions of it. They're all the same. The triplicate file is there to help you organize your transaction, help your clients understand the magnitude of the transaction, and you explaining it to your clients is going to help your clients dramatically. If you'd like more information about this, contact me, Brian Crane, Intero Los Gatos, 357-5700. We'll see you again on the next Take 5.